Meghan Markle and her husband, Prince Harry, welcomed their first daughter Lilibet Diana Mountbatten Windsor in June last year. The couple, who moved to the US after stepping away from the British royal family in 2020, are also parents to 2-year-old Archie Harrison. Although they were very private when it came to sharing details about him, he was born while the Duke and Duchess of Sussex were still working royals, and therefore they occasionally shared photos and sweet stories about their little one. However, Meghan and Harry have decided against sharing too much about their daughter, who will turn 1 in a few months. Fans were thrilled to get a glimpse of her in a beautiful family photo shared at Christmas, and it seems that the Duchess will open up about raising her daughter as part of the Sussexes podcast series with Spotify. The show, named Archetypes, will see Meghan will talk to a range of historians and experts, as well as women who have experienced being stereotyped. In a preview of the Archewell audio project, due to launch in the summer, Meghan said, "This is how we talk about women, the words that raise our girls, and how the media reflects women back to us. But where do these stereotypes come from? And how do they keep showing up and defining our lives?" Describing the guests that will make an appearance on the podcast, she added, "This is Archetypes, the podcast where we dissect, explore, and subvert the labels that try to hold women back. I'll have conversations with women who know all too well how these typecasts shape our narratives. And I'll talk to historians to understand how we even got here in the first place." Meghan Markle's new podcast on Spotify initially included Prince Harry, a royal commentator has claimed after recent announcements have left the Duke of Sussex out. Host Christina Garibaldi said, "Meghan is gearing up to release her debut podcast this summer. This comes a little over a year after she and Prince Harry signed a reported $25 million deal with Spotify. There has been some controversy with this podcast. It was delayed for a little while because of COVID misinformation that was being released by some other podcasts on Spotify. But they seem to have worked that out." Co-host Christine Ross said, "This does seem to be a story that never ends in the sense that we keep getting twists and turns and new drips of information. One thing that was interesting about the recent statement is that they've said it's Meghan's podcast. They didn't mention Prince Harry, and I think he was initially involved in the project. I do believe it's meant to spotlight strong female voices, so it makes sense if Meghan spearheads that project." A spokesperson for the audio subsidiary of the Sussexes Archewell Foundation said they had been encouraged by ongoing conversations with the streaming platform, and have been working closely with its team towards policies and practices aimed at raising creator awareness and minimizing the spread of misinformation. The announcement came as footage was released of Harry making a video call with Ukrainian staff from the Halo Trust, a landmine clearance organization working since 2016 in the Eastern European country. Archewell has also made donations to a number of groups working on the ground to provide aid to Ukrainians, including Halo, which is supported by the Duke. In January, Neil Young reportedly offered Spotify an ultimatum to remove either his work or the Joe Rogan Experience podcast, which has been known to air vaccine-skeptical views. At the time, the Sussexes Charitable Foundation said they had been expressing concerns, but the couple were committed to continuing their work with the streaming platform.